All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you all. Those of you who just found it in your heart to come on this site and listen to yours truly, Miss Coco Bowden with Kiva Advancement. Y'all, this is a new thing that I'm doing it on the air. It's new, but out here in the life where we get to touch real people and stuff and get to meet up with real people. Out here, we have been doing it now 9 months, Kiva Advancement. So I thank you all for tuning in this afternoon. I'm in Candor, North Carolina. That's where I'm broadcasting out of, and it is 92 degrees. And so everyone is trying to stay cool, calm, and collect, and as positive as possible. Okay, so this is like I said, it's something new for me, Kiva Advancement. And here I am, I'm live on the air, and I just feel like it's just better to do it this way. And it's asking me, do I want to share? Of course, I want to share this. I want to share this broadcast with as many people as I can. Let me see here. As a matter of fact, I am sharing it with people right now. Okay, so y'all listen. Kiva Advancement is a beautiful, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful way to open up your eyes, your ears. It wakes up every sense in your body. I'm talking about every sense, including your little pune. All right. Okay. So what we do here is we're a support group for one another. A support group for one another. Women or men, listen. Family members get together and listen to Kiva. Boyfriends and girlfriends get together and listen to Kiva. We have been doing it on the conference call, but I felt led to just come on Spreaker since I'm already a announcer on here, just to come on out and share with everyone. So, we are in week 26 of Kiva, which will start next week, and we're doing our revival series. You know how it is, y'all. Look, check this out. Sometimes you just go so many months and months and months, and then when the season changes over, we still have the same mentality as we did in winter, which means we either picked up some bad habits, let go of some bad habits. We did something that probably shifted our whole memory and everything, and how we process stuff. So what the revival series is doing is it's going to open up your eyes to some things that you probably closed your eyes to during the during the winter seasons. And by this being our summer session, God bless y'all. We had 2 weeks out. We had an early summer out, 2 weeks out. And with Kiva, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Um, the wake up season, this revival season that we're doing right now, is to it's not only to wake you up, but it's also to encourage you to be the best you that you can be, and encourage you to continue to create. Just be creative with life. Life is tough enough. You know what I'm saying? Life is tough enough out here, so we don't need to be drowning in our sorrows or whatever. Okay, so what we have been doing, and we're actually in week 26, but I'm going to give y'all a little basis about what we did in week 25. Week 25 was the beginning, the very first revising series, the first week of it, since we've been back from on vacation. Internal cleansing. We talked about internal cleansing, restoring your spiritual focus. Hey, you got that see this stuff in the spirit, y'all. You got to see it in the spirit. What are you magnifying? Are you magnifying your troubles, or you're magnifying God? And you got to keep your heart clean, because if you don't keep your heart clean, then you'll be putting negative things out into the atmosphere. And one of the things I talked about on there was if all hearts and minds are clear. A lot of people don't understand what all hearts and minds are clear means. They don't understand that. They don't understand that it actually means being in a clear place, a clear position. It actually means that your heart is at peace, that your mind is at peace. And unfortunately, we don't have a lot of people that are at peace. That's why we have people acting out. That's why we have people becoming alcoholics and drug addicts. And I don't knock anybody for what they do, because it was something out there that pushed me to do what I did when I did what I did. Okay? And I'm telling you now, I'm an ex-addict. I'm an ex-addict. And I don't mind, sharing that. That's one of the things that helps me to heal, is by sharing what's going on in my life. And I don't mind sharing and being a witness for the Lord and testifying to it. So if all hearts and minds are clear, You have to get to a position where you forgive those who have wronged you. You have to get to a position where you operate out of nothing but love. Out of love for God and love for God's people. And so in Kiva, y'all, this is a class. This is a class. It's not your average support group. This is a class where we learn and we discuss and we have vocabulary words. Our vocabulary words for week 25 was cleanse and magnify and magnitude. Cleanse was a process, a period of time during which a person attempts to rid the body of substances regarded as toxic or unhealthy, typically by consuming water or other liquids. Okay, yes, we have to be cleansed, y'all, because it's a difference between clean and cleanse. It's a very big difference. And sometimes we get cleaned, but we don't get cleansed. So there's a purification process that has to take place between you and God. Okay? Did y'all get that? Between you and God. This has to take place between you and God. Y'all give me just a second here. I gotta go. I need to get my phone over there so that I can continue to share this with other listeners too. Cause my microphone cord ain't gonna go long enough. So just give me a second. I should have put y'all on some music, huh? I done made all this noise in y'all's ear too, didn't I? Okay, y'all. Coco Boughton back here again. Okay, so um I was talking about the cleansing process. How you have to really go to God and get cleansed. People can't cleanse you. People can't do it for you. People will tear you down before they will help build you up. So you have to go to God and know who you are and ask him to do it for you. Detox these negative people, negative relationships, bad, toxic relationships. Let me change that. Toxic relationships. There are just some people who have toxicity all over their body. You can just walk up to them and you can feel the hate. You can feel the hate. So you have to be cleansed of those people. You have to be cleansed of those negative thoughts. Magnify. That definition means to make something appear larger than it is, especially with a lens. Okay, so what are you doing with your problems? Are you magnifying your problems? Or are you magnifying your problems, or are you magnifying God? Because it makes a difference what you blow up. You know, if you feed, you are what you feed. And if you feed into your problems and negativity, then of course you're going to reap negativity. And that's why I try to encourage people, even myself. I had to encourage myself last night. Somebody said some mean stuff to me. Yes, they did. They said some mean stuff to me, and I went to cry about it. I put on Facebook, I said, I'm going to the park and cry. And I did. I went and I cried about it because the words do hurt. Words do hurt. But I also knew at the same time that God was using me in this season to be a mouthpiece for him. I knew that soon as I was speaking stuff, that I was gonna be coming up against all kind of adversaries and stuff. So I cried not because I was hurt, but I cried because I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was coming from this person, which was a family member. I didn't know that. And you know, sometimes it hurts when we see the enemy using our family member against us. Amen. So you got to be careful what you magnify in this season. In this season, you know, in any season that you're in, if you're in a season, you know, Ecclesiastes talks about all the different seasons that we have. We have a season of love, a season of hate, a season to reap, a season to sow. We have so many different seasons, and that's why it says take it one day at a time so that you can understand what season you're in. And I understand that in this season, I am to be bold and speak what needs to be spoken. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be bold and speak what needs to be spoken because people need to hear what God is saying in this hour. People need to understand what they hear. If you was part of my Kiva class, we talked about listening and all that. Some people listen and don't hear. Some people hear and don't listen. We talked about all that. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, Kiva is the bomb. Ooh, yes. Okay, and the next word was magnitude. The great size, extent of something. Look, let me tell you something. When we talk about what you blow up, magnify, you got to be careful that you don't add magnitude to something that doesn't need to live no longer than a day. How come we take 5-minute situations and hold on to them for weeks? What? Yes, women do it, especially women. Women do it all the time. Something will happen, and then the women will come back and they'll hold on to whatever that man did. They'll hold on to it for, like, I'm telling you, like weeks and weeks and months, and some people even hold on to it for years. So that magnitude, that length of it, the extent of it is what you make of it. If that's what you make of it, then that's what you're going to have. If you're really trying to get out this thing that you're in, then what you got to do is you got to pray, maybe fast if you're called to fast, and just keep going. Don't stop. Don't let it hinder you. Don't let it hinder your progress. And glorify was one of our words too, which meant to praise the Lord and magnify. We blow God up, we magnify God and not the problem. Okay, so I'm not gonna give you all of that I taught, but just know that if you go back to our conference calls, it's got everything on there. We have like 23 conference calls and they're recorded. I'm going to try to get them over here to Spreaker so that everyone can listen to them and Blog Talk Radio also, so that everyone can listen to them without having to go through the difficult task of trying to call in. Instead, you just hit the play button. Instead, you just do that. So part of how we said we want to start off our new summer session of staying focused and cleansing ourselves in this revival series is by, we had 4 steps that we had to do. Clean out was one. Clean out your ears. Don't take in everything that you hear. Don't be so quick to want to hear everything. Don't be so quick to want to jump in everything. So clean out your ears was the first one, because faith cometh by hearing. And if I'm not hearing positive things of the Lord, then that means that I'm hearing negative things of Satan, which can detour my progress, which can prolong my progress. I can't get what God has for me because I am listening to the wrong people who really are not on my level. I'm listening to the wrong people who are down in my progress instead of celebrating my progress. So you have to clean out. Clean out. The second thing was clean off. Clean the stuff off your counters. In the house, we compared it to a house. What you're seeing is your living room, your kitchen, all that. You see all this clutter around you. And those are the specks in your eye, that clutter. Those are the specks in your eye. And what you have to do is you have to clean off your eyes. You have to pray for God to remove those scales and specks so that you can see clearly in this season what you need to do. So that you can see clearly who people are. Sometimes we don't take people for who they really are. We come up with imaginary people. We see who they are, but we kind of dummy down because we don't want to lose that man, or we don't want to believe that man or that woman did such and such a thing to us. We don't want to believe it, so we just leave it as a speck, an unclean speck. So clean off that stuff. Clean off your eyes, spiritual eyes. Start seeing things with your spiritual eyes. The third thing was clean up. Clean up the way you walk. And that's where it came to the clean up woman. The clean up woman, she'll walk in and she'll take your blues away, but she'll also knock you down. She'll also talk dirty to you. She'll also put you down so bad till you don't want to get up during the day. She'll cause depression. The clean up woman is the type of woman who will come in and clean up your happiness, steal your joy, take your man, and also leave you wondering what just happened. I was doing good yesterday. Now today I'm sad. That's what the clean up woman does. The clean up woman comes to clean up everything good that God has given you. and put stuff in your eyes and your head.